This on your radio. I'm no longer. I said beatbox this on your radio. I'm no longer anybody's, no longer you ain't who you claim to be. I'm so tired, I'm so through, sick of being who I am. I can't anybody see you ain't who you claim to be.
Stevie Wonder, how you doing?
All right, what's good? What's good?
How you been?
Hey, this is like, I don't know what it is. It's the vibe of the song is like my favorite song that she did.
Okay.
Of course, it's my sister. You know, I
Okay.
bumped my sister and my cousin.
Okay. Wow. That's a good song.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Funky Uncles. I believe, what's this, episode 42? Wow.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, I missed the other one. I was out of commission there for a little bit.
Man, listen, you act like I don't know what it's like. Gee. I'm telling you.
Man, for the last couple of days, it's been getting up here to about 100 to 103.
Whoa. And yeah. I almost didn't jump on tonight because last night, yesterday I came home. I was like, I'm going to take a nap. Right. I was tired. And started about 7 something. I woke up like 1 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was up until like 4 something in the morning. Couldn't go back.
What time do you have to be to work?
Had to be at work at 9. So I got up like 7:30. But before I got up, you know, I was sleeping real good. I finally got in the groove. I'm going, I'm in 3rd gear. And here comes Monkey wanting to play in the morning. Meowing. I thought he wanted to go outside. That joker went and looked outside, looked out the door, and came back in. I get your behind outside. You got me up.
Oh man, you and that cat. I swear. Oh my God.
Man, he's a trip and a half. That's all I can say about him. He is a trip and a half.
Yeah. Well, no, to be honest with you, last Friday I had to go get my my yearly eye exam. And I got my eyes dilated. and I couldn't see doodle squat. So if I got on here last Friday, I couldn't be. You be blurry or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know how that gets.
Yeah.
You know I know how that
Who's
gets.
that? And on top of it, I had to get some new specs. So when I get them, you'll see them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and sport your new specs on the show. You know how that go.
Mm-hmm.
I've been rocking the contacts until, I said, let me take it out, because at one point I left my contacts in so long that the thing almost calcified on my eye.
Wow.
So,
See, I never did. I never tried contact. I'm afraid of myself in the eye, so I never did it.
yeah.
But one thing I'm thinking, huh? Say that again. I'm sorry.
They aren't bad. Really, they aren't that bad. It's just getting used to putting them in and taking them out. So I like to get the ones I can leave in for about a week or so, then take it out and clean it. Like I haven't had them in for a couple of days. I normally only put them in one eye. I put like in this eye so that I can still differentiate between close and far instead of having to put glasses on to see what's close.
Well, so you know what? I'm considering, and I'm thinking about maybe next year sometime before I hit 50. Think about doing some, what do you call it? Eye LASIK surgery.
Oh yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah, so I gotta look into that and see how that works and see, if some of my 2020 vision can come back. From what I used to have little kid. Huh?
Yeah, we all trying to get that 2020 back, I tell you.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been wearing glasses since I was about 12, 13. It's been, but now I'm to the point I'm like, I'm thinking about this eye LASIK thing. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I tell you, you get older and things start breaking down, but they're coming up with ways to fix it again. But boy,
yeah, but there is, yep. So,
I'm not sure. I think I heard something about one of the drawbacks from getting the surgery is something about your eyes get drier or something like that. I'm not sure. I want to say that's what I heard, but make sure you read up on that to see what all the drawbacks are, because it's always going to be something.
Yep. Because I asked the doctor Friday when I went, I said, well, look, why don't we try contacts? He's like, no, the way your vision is, the contacts, you would need reading glasses with the contacts. I'm like, well, screw it, forget the contacts thing.
But that's the same as me, though. That's the same as me. That's why if I have both contacts in, I'll need reading glasses. But if I put only one contact in, they'll compensate for each other. So the one with the contact in will help me see far away, and the one without will help me see close. And they learn to work together.
Gotcha.
So if you want to get contact, try that. I think the doctor said just find out a strong eye.
Well, from what I've been told on Friday, my left eye is my strong eye. My right eye is the one that got,
So I think that would be the one you put the contact in, I believe, your strong eye.
Okay.
Don't quote me. You're going to get two contacts. But, try it out.
Right.
Yeah, I worked and try the other.
Yeah. So how's the weather down in South Carolina?
You already know. Extra warm.
I know. Now wait a minute. Now you close to Charleston, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because there's an airport up here in Connecticut called Tweed. Tweed Airport that I could the flights from here to Charleston, South Carolina for $50.
Get out of here.
I kid you not.
That's cheaper than the Chinese bus.
They run a special up until Labor Day. Like I'm saying, I gotta.
How far are you from the city? How far are you from New York?
About an hour,
Not bad.
2 hours, about 2 hours at the most.
That's not bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Yeah, that would have been a nice trip if I'd have known about that earlier. Because I think this is the last year my homies are having this big party in Canarsie. They used to have the Jungle Juice party every year. I think this is the last year they're gonna have it. Matter of fact, it's this weekend. Yeah.
Yep, but like I said, matter of fact, the airport here, this is in Tweeden, New Haven, Connecticut. Now that's not the plane. What's the name of that plane? It's called, I want to say Alvera, something. It's a new airport down here in Connecticut, where if I wanted to come to Charleston within the next couple of weeks for $50, all I gotta do is go to Tweed Airport.
Yeah.
For $50 round trip.
And that's round trip too. Oh man, you can't beat that.
But I'm saying, who the heck I know in Charleston? My cousin used to live in Charleston, but I think she lives on the outside of Charleston now. So who am I going to visit in Charleston?
I mean, where your peeps are?
Between
you said King Street?
Yeah.
Oh man, if your people in King Street, they can get you from the airport. King Street is right around the corner.
I don't want to go to King Street.
Huh?
I don't want to go to King Street. That's a dead area. You will never catch me. You won't catch me in that area. No. Now I got two cousins that was in the service. One lives in his wife lived in Sumter, and the other lived and his wife lived in Columbia. There's the only two.
Okay. Columbia and Sumter. She's having bad connection. But there she goes. Yeah, Columbia and Sumter. Yeah, that was. I'm trying to think of how far Sumter is from Charleston. I mean, it's not right next to it, but you know, it's too far.
Yeah. But I was looking at South Carolina. On my real estate app, because right now the houses in North Carolina is ridiculous. South Carolina is a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
So I was looking, but I'm saying, who do I know in North Carolina besides you and some of my family members? And what would be a good spot?
You got Big Six in South Carolina too.
Hey, you can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Good.
Oh
hey,
man,
Josh.
hey, I finally,
Hey, Josh, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm trying to get this Zoom thing going on this Chromebook. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no regular laptop. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I've been working on because the damn iPhone, the speakers acted up. So I said, let me try this Chromebook thing.
Well,
So
I'll tell you what, I can see you more clear now than on that doggone iPhone.
well, yeah. I to be honest with you, don't laugh. When I started Funky Uncles, I started on an Android.
Okay.
So I had to switch to the Evil Empire because everybody on my wife's side of the family had an Android. Had an iPhone. I didn't want to do it, but when my 12-year-old got a goddamn iPhone talking about she trying to FaceTime, I was out the loop.
listen, Josh. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I ain't gonna laugh at you because me and you was in the same boat, man. I had an Android up until February this year, and what made me switch because all my family got iPhones, and my doggone Android cracked open. That's the only reason why I got iPhone.
The only thing I hate about the iPhone is the simple fact is the damn charger. I hate that. Like, cause trust and believe, when I had an Android, my charger lasts at least 3 or 4 years. Man, I'm on my third charger.
Say on the part. Just don't be saying that, man. You got me scared now. Don't be saying stuff like that.
No. I'm just saying I'm on my third. I'm just saying on my third charger because 9 out of 10, you know what I'm saying. Everybody that got their house talking about, can I use your charger? Like,
Yeah.
hey man, bring
Oh,
me my
got you,
shit.
got you, got you, got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
bring my shit back. You
Right.
know.
Right. Now that I can understand.
Yeah,
That I
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I mean, cause I did the update and
Mhm,
where you could FaceTime Android users. So you
mhm,
know you got certain aunts and uncles that want to
mhm,
like, hey, I said,
mhm.
man, you know what? All right, yeah, all right, cool.
But I'm gonna tell you something, Josh. When I had my Android, I had a problem keeping it charged. Since I had this iPhone, no problem. Like if I tried this phone at night, I ain't got to charge it no more till about Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Now, the only thing I hate about another thing with chargers, iPhone, if your iPhone go completely dead and you put the charge on it, it got to warm up.
yeah.
Remember on Android, you can put your shit can go dead, and you can
Mhm,
put your charge on there, and you boom, you back on it. You on zero
mhm,
percent, but you
mhm.
charging.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, iPhone, it got to warm up and stuff and
Oh,
that. But
yeah.
when it warm up,
That one.
you good for 5%.
Yeah. 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 I think
Yeah.
the lowest my iPhone can get, and that was, yeah, matter of fact, that was yesterday because I didn't charge it since last Thursday. It got down to 75. And that was since last Thursday I charged it.
Mine
Man,
goes.
my shit stay on power mode. Drew, you know what I'm talking about when they turn yellow and it says power mode. You want to put on save power mode? Yeah, go ahead.
What's that say? What's that for now?
No, when it get down to 20%, like 19 or 20%, it be
Okay.
like you wanna put it on
Mhm.
power mode, and all you gotta do is take trust and
Right.
believe. You put on power mode, and it said 20%. It's more like 40%. Trust me.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Look, I got
Okay.
Yeah,
three. I got one charger at work that was there when I
yeah.
got. I got one in the car, and I got one at the house. So, but see, I use my phone for work. I have an app downloaded to get the calls in, and then that's
Mhm.
always running at work. So then I got music playing while I'm at work. So my phone got a whole bunch of stuff running at one time.
Speaking of music, Drew,
Gotcha.
that's another reason why I hate iPhone. You remember
Yep.
on Android?
Oh.
Remember Android? Nah, on Android, you can download any goddamn music you want for any site, and it automatically go to your library, and you can sort the thing any kind of way. iPhone, man,
You can do it on
you can't.
iPhone. You
You
can do
can
it
do it,
not like
but you
Android.
can do it. Yeah, you can do it, but you got to MacGyver that shit.
Yeah, you got to do the YouTube to MP3, and then it'll
Yeah,
go. It'll go in. Let me tell you where it goes in, because I got it right here. Oh shoot, I had to do it. It goes in where it says files. It goes in your files. It don't go in
yeah,
your music, it goes in the files. I don't like that.
yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like because Android, you download that thing, all you gotta do is transfer it to your phone, and you good. And it's like, man, you go to your library and everything's in order. It's pretty much like a computer, but with iPhone, yeah. And
That's
then that surprise goddamn $9.99 Apple fee that hit you up. You know what I'm saying? You ain't be like, damn, I ain't even like. Yeah, it hit
that
you up at the worst moment. You be like, damn,
that
I
things that
try to
kept
go get.
Yeah.
I
I,
all them
I
years.
got a
One of the things that
now
and the
see I
fact
got a feature on
I
this
couldn't
thing called Apple TV.
the who?
Oh no,
Say that again,
no,
you
no, no,
broke up.
I
Say it
don't.
again.
No, I don't do the Apple TV. No, when it comes to watching movies and stuff like that, trust and believe, I ain't got no cable. I got internet and I got jailbreak. That's all I can tell you. The only
Bruh.
thing I pay,
Yeah.
the only thing I pay for is Hulu, the Hulu package. But with Hulu, I get Disney, I get HBO Max, and I get ESPN for free, and all I pay is like $50. So that's a
Eh,
great thing.
Bro, I get that with
ESPN,
yeah. And
no,
Josh,
I'm saying
Josh, what?
ESPN, I get everything.
okay. But I'm
Yeah, and
saying
I'm saying,
still break.
yeah, I know, but
Recent,
my thing, no, the only thing is like
re-
I got no, Drew, I got Roku. Now
Oh,
my Fire Stick is jailbreak. Now I hook the Fire Stick up. I don't pay for no boxing match. I don't pay for no wrestling match. I don't pay for yeah. You know what I'm
oh
saying?
wow.
Yeah, my Roku. You know what I'm saying? I got the little package, but my Fire Stick. Oh,
Uh,
I ain't paying for Mayweather. He ain't got no money for me.
so wait a minute, hey Josh,
Huh? Huh?
let me ask you something, man. Now, not to be funny or anything, but you ain't the only one that I know about this. What's with the deal with the cable? Because I know, including you now, a bunch of people that ain't got cable down south. Is it that expensive or something?
No, it's like this. I'll put it like this. Down south, people got satellite. They pretty much got direct TV. That's the only
Gotcha.
thing going on. That's the only thing going on right now, Andrew. When it comes to satellite, direct TV.
direct and it's some other Spectrum.
Yeah, Spectrum. See, here's the
Okay.
thing. See, Spectrum try to like if you're a new customer, they give you
Mm-hmm.
internet free. They give you
Mm-hmm.
internet free. They give you certain channels free and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're pretty much paying $200 a month. But the internet, if you really think about it, if you just go to different companies for the internet, you pay
Mm-hmm.
$40, and you just got to get a good internet company. That's all you got to do. Get a good internet company that work in the boondocks. Don't worry about the city. If it can work in the boondocks, it can work in the city. If you get a good one, like we got AT&T, it
Okay.
work in the boondocks. We pay $50, 56 or $57 a month. It can hold up to 5 PlayStation 5s.
Wow.
Drew, Drew, what you already know that 5 PlayStation 5s. They can hold up to that. So pretty much,
Wow.
yeah. So we got, let me see, one Roku stick, no, three Roku sticks, and we got I think Jeremiah got a Fire Stick. So, you know what I'm saying? You don't count the tablets. Michaela got her little tablet. She don't count.
Mm-hmm.
Mariah got her yeah, Mariah got her Nintendo Switch. You know what I'm saying? She barely
Mm-hmm.
played, but she played when she go to school. So technically speaking, I
Mm-hmm.
like Drew, remember when Light Bright said, you know what I'm saying? We like I don't cut, yeah,
Right.
yeah. But yeah, I listen to that. When I'm on my phone, I use my
Mm-hmm.
data. If Michaela or anybody else in the house, I use my data. But if I'm the only person in there, I'm using my Wi-Fi. So pretty much, it depends on the app that you download.
Mm-hmm.
If you get the Roku stick, you're gonna have to download some apps. But if
Yeah,
you get the Fire Stick, log on to YouTube and type in Fire Stick jailbreak. These white boys gonna tell you how to do it. I'm
that line.
telling you. I'm
That
telling you.
Wow.
now
I'm
see
telling you.
basically
Wow.
is you know what I'm saying it's the difference between paying let's say like $100 something a month or paying 50, 60, or 70, depending on what
Mm-hmm.
type of Wi-Fi package that you have. So, over the course of
Okay.
time, it adds up. And then, after your initial contract runs out with cable, they normally jack the
Mm-hmm.
price. They give you a good price, but you
Yeah.
might have all the channels that you want with that package that they
Mm-hmm.
give. So you say, oh well, it's only 69. If I pay another $20, I'll pay, I get $79. Sometimes that's not even including the Wi-Fi. They might charge another 20,
Right.
30 for the
Right.
Wi-Fi. So after you
Right.
add all that up, you spending 130, 140 a month, and that's not including if you had to pay for the
Mm-hmm.
boxes.
All
Sometimes
you
Right. Right. Yeah.
have you basically
Yeah.
all you gotta do is Miss Stacey. All you
Mm-hmm.
gotta do is just get a
Yeah.
good ass just get a good ass internet for under
Yo, man.
eight.
Hey, 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 hey. Did you just call me Miss Stacey?
I'm trying to be. I was trying to be respectable.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Hold up. Josh, I'm not that old man. I, I'm not that old man. I appreciate it, but
I check this out, Stacy. All you got to do is get a good ass internet, a good ass internet that can
okay.
carry up. Like when you go to an internet service, ask these people this thing. Say, hey man, I got four PS4s or four
Okay.
Xbox or whatever.
Okay.
What kind of internet service I need? I'm telling you, if you tell them that, they're gonna get
Mm-hmm.
you good because not me, but
Mm-hmm.
them young folks, they take that
Mm-hmm.
internet real seriously.
I mean,
Lagging
right.
and all that.
I mean, right now, I could like I have Wi-Fi internet in my house for my laptop, and that's like with my cable. My internet is only $10 up here.
You can't all right, when it comes to laptop, cell phones, what somebody told me, laptop, cell phones, and tablets, you can't
Mm-hmm.
compare it because they use low power. They use low power. You got to use like um matter of fact, a desktop use more internet power than I think a laptop. But if you just use like a video game system,
Mm-hmm.
trust and believe, you use a video game system and
Mm-hmm.
say, hey man, I got a PS5 and
Okay.
I'm an online gamer.
Okay.
What kind of internet I use?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying, yeah, you gotta do
Okay.
it like that.
Yeah, because I know right now my cable bill right now is. I'll just put tell you this. It's up. It's up there for a little bit.
Listen, get Wi-Fi, get a good package. If they give
Yeah,
you, if it's just you, especially if it's just you, a good 50-50 package will do you right. A 50
Okay.
50 Mbps upload, 50 Mbps download. You get that, you get a either Android box or a Fire Stick. Make
Okay.
sure Android, because that Roku is harder to
nah,
jailbreak.
you gotta get a Fire Stick, Drew, because you get a Fire Stick, you can do a lot. I'll put it like this: you can do a lot of legal stuff with a Fire Stick
We
than
ain't
any other thing. Yeah.
look. I got
Okay.
You can do a
Okay.
no. You laughing, like Stacey, you laughing, but I'm dead ass serious. Like you trust and
Okay.
believe it. Out in the last 5 years, I've been to the movies 3 times.
Okay.
that's more than me.
Wow. That's more than me.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. What I'm trying to say, Drew, is like the kids don't care. I took them. I
Yeah.
said,
Mm-hmm.
yo, cause Mariah wanted to see Sonic. I said, Mariah, I don't know if I can see Sonic. She said, I want to see Sonic. I found a Fire Stick.
Mm-hmm.
I went on YouTube to look at some things, and
Mm-hmm.
me and her were watching Sonic. Now Sonic 2, we went to the movies for that.
Okay.
Okay. Now
Yeah,
Okay.
like trust and believe now, like certain movies, and they, what I'm saying, like when it comes to Mariah and Michaela, what I'm saying, I'm gonna hook up that Fire Stick. But if it's a movie that's man, we gotta go see, it's a little different. But trust and believe that Fire Stick,
That's
man,
true.
I don't watch. Let me see, Drew, don't laugh. You remember that show on ESPN called Playmakers?
yeah.
Boy, I was watching that thing 2 weeks ago. If the hood is so poor, why do Asians, Arabs open their business there? We are not poor. Drew, I got another question for you.
That's
In
that's
rela-
that's true right there. We do have poor
yeah,
spending habits. You got that right.
You're right.
I got another question for you, Drew. Can you find a white-owned gas station?
Yeah.
No,
Mm-hmm.
no, I mean in Orangeburg.
Oh, I
And,
don't know about
and
Orange.
yeah, no, 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 no. Like all those sides, like legit. We have two white-owned gas stations. Two that I
Mm.
can think about. And guess what? The same Arab family own about 15 gas stations in Orangeburg. people talk about black-owned gas station. Hell, I'm trying to find a white-owned gas station.
Listen, Josh, I'm gonna tell you something. If you come here to Connecticut, I kid you not, you and Drew, I kid you not, ain't nothing up here but Arabs gas stations. That's all that own them up here. There's only one white gas station up the street from me, from my house. One, and that's Shell. The rest of
And
them,
that
you don't.
and that's the trip part. Like people, like we cannot find a white person to own something. People like shit. Fuck a black owned. Like shit. Find a white owned because these Arab
Mhm.
like especially motels. Drew,
Oh,
Drew.
But okay, here's the thing. Let's dig into that now. I'm just a tad bit experienced in the hotel industry. I can tell you a lot of times when it comes to hotel ownership, it's a family owned thing. Now, I'm not sure how a lot of times how the money is pooled together, but I know like the company that I used to work for, they pooled their money together. And when I say they were a family run business that has, probably about 20 hotels by now in North and South Carolina.
mm,
So it, once again, here we go with as the meme said, we just have poor spending habits because a lot of times we're not looking for long term. We're looking for short term satisfaction. And with that short term satisfaction, we are out to maybe impress others or feel good about what we're wearing. And a lot of times, if you look at people that own these large businesses and are really bringing in money, I'm talking about money where they, after a couple of years, they could really kick back and retire if they want. These people aren't out to impress the same way that we are. Our spending habits
mm.
come from, and I hate to say it like this, but it comes from generations of not understanding the true value of money.
Oh,
You
I
know,
got a prime.
Mhm.
I got a prime example, Drew.
and so you have
Um,
us that do understand, but it's not always passed on. Hard times make tough people,
Mhm.
and those tough people make it easier for their kids, and their kids wind up soft, and they don't understand the true value a lot of times if those values aren't instilled within them. So we
Right.
have we have lots of us who have, let's say, like our grandparents' generation, who worked hard for their
Mhm.
kids, or great
Mhm.
grandparents who worked hard. I know my grandparents' generation, my grandparents in general, I can't speak for everybody.
Yep.
My grandparents, they worked hard and they had good lives,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
and they made things easy. I look at my grandparents' siblings, they did
Mhm.
well.
Yeah.
And it filters down, it depends on what values were taught generation to generation. But we
I
don't have
mean,
consistency in the generations to teach each other. And by the time it gets out of hand, it ends up looking like what it looks like today, where we just spend money on a designer just to walk around and have
right,
people look at us and say, "Oh man, spend a trip on that."
right,
Why
right.
does it? You want to look good for something to impress those who could really care less.
Yeah. Now you want to hear something funny, Drew
Yeah.
and Josh? Josh, you listening?
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Now check this out. Now I live in a little town called West Haven, Connecticut, right? Where I have, Popeyes, McDonald's, all that. Now you would think the Popeyes up here from the street from my house, you would have, us blacks in there. Uh-uh. Puerto Ricans. What will a Puerto Rican know about Popeyes and chicken?
They learn. They
If I
learn.
go up, if I go up further up the street here from my house, go to McDonald's, Puerto Ricans. I'm saying, why can't we get in there and fry some chicken or drop some fries or make a milkshake or something? What do they know?
Now I can say this, Drew. You know that gas station by Dairyland?
Yeah.
All right, that owned by the Arabs,
Talking about
man. It's oh shit. They always have a black lady in there cooking food.
Yeah, they
You
talking
know
about this.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah. That's the one thing I give them Arabs for. They will have all the gas stations, but they will always have a black person in there cooking in the damn kitchen.
Mm,
but see,
White,
the monopoly comes from them understanding the necessities and being willing to sacrifice for it. In order to have something, you have to sacrifice.
mm,
That's part of the process. If you're not willing to sacrifice a little something now, like the Sunoco, let's say the Sunoco up there on Bell's Highway, you have two brothers that are working that own it. They
mm,
worked that place, and when I say they worked, I mean from open to close between the two of them,
mhm.
7 days a week. And they get people to
Wow.
work in there,
Mhm,
and the people that work in there said that some of the people said that they don't know how to talk to them. Some of that comes from frustration. Some of it comes from being tired.
mhm.
When you're tired, you really, you
Right.
know exhaustion will do that to your attitude. So not
Yeah.
only did they get that gas station, but they did also got the gas station over by IGA.
Okay.
So one brother works at one and the other brother works at the other. So they have two convenience stores. Basically, two brothers are running it. But if I'm not mistaken, after speaking with them, they said it's a family-owned business. So that means that somebody else
Okay.
is behind the scene doing the books. Somebody else is behind the scenes probably helping with the ordering.
Mhm.
So
that grocery store by Pizza Hut was owned by black people.
the grocery store behind
Yeah,
Pizza, it is
or by
now.
the bridge. Oh shit, yeah. By Wendy's, right? The bridge.
Yeah,
It.
yeah. Eric owns
Damn.
that. My homie Eric owns that now. That's Food Lane. He owns that.
Yeah, yeah, I know that. I'm just saying, like, I always thought it was
Mm.
owned by black people. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it was. He just bought it a few years ago.
No, I'm saying like before like 2011 or some shit like that.
I don't know who owned it then. To be honest with you, I don't know who owned it. I just knew a lot of people that worked there. Like another classmate of mine, he worked there for since high school. Since from high school till his passing a few years ago. So he worked
Mm.
there a long time.
Mm.
But
Well,
it takes people to inspire and then pass on the knowledge of what it takes to own a business,
Mhm.
because lots of people only look at it from the outside. You have to know the inner workings of a business, and you
Right, but
have to
see,
have patience and understand, along with the understanding and sacrifice. It's
yeah.
possible. We have all this money in our community. No matter
Mhm.
how it is they got it, there's a lot
Mhm.
of money in our community that we can keep this money in our community and have our community thrive. But it takes people to step out and
Mhm.
show that it's necessary. And for some people, they're going to have to see it's profitable. But those that only look at the profits aren't going to look at the hard work that it takes to put into it.
Right. But
And
see,
that's
what
that.
makes it bad, what makes it more worse, you, is that us as a black community, we'll go down the street and go into the Chinese store or the white man's store and pass us.
Yeah, yeah.
that happened. That happened. To be honest with you, that happened like in the 60s and 70s. Our
Mhm.
parents, our parents would pat. I'll put it like this. My mom used to always tell me she had to walk to town or go to Mr. Charlie's store. Mr. Charlie's store, yeah, it had a little decent price stuff like that. But the thing is, every time she went up in the store, she always got called a nigga and all that. She had to endure
Mhm.
that. She had to endure that. And when she told me that, she said, "Yeah," she said, "Black people should have." She said, "Black people should have just kept blind for black people." Mr. Charlie's
Mhm.
store is not worth it. But guess what? Mr. Charlie store is next door. The black
Mhm.
owned is down the street. So black people gonna be like, man, I ain't feel like walking down the street and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yep.
I'm going to
Yep.
Mr. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I like, he called you a nigga. He said, yeah. He said, man, the way she's told it, it was like an old scary movie stuff. I was like, damn, he called you. He said, yeah.
See, it goes to the type of convenience store. It's more of a convenience to go to something close.
Mm-hmm.
Time, if once again, it's sacrifice. It's sacrifice to build it. It's sacrifice for us to support it.
Mm-hmm.
We and I include myself. We have to do better. The
Mm-hmm.
better we do, the better the chance that we can build something
Mm-hmm.
that could be sustainable.
Yeah.
But there are certain mindsets that we have to eradicate in order to make this happen. We have to quit thinking that, oh, my homie on that, I can go get the hookup. You got to pay full
Yeah.
price.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pay full price
Right.
everywhere else.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give you a perfect example, Drew. One of my mother's closest friends, she owns her own hair store. You know, we can go in and buy hair products and stuff like that right in the city of New Haven. People people will go, they'll pass her and go way further up the street sometimes and go to the Chinese people that's like a next block over
Right.
instead of supporting her. I mean, they'll go in there, oh, and then someone will say, oh, she's too high. The lady up the street got it for like half the price.
Well, that's
Another
another.
thing about black owned businesses that people need to take account of. You can't have, I trust and believe. I done been to some black owned businesses and they have a funky attitude, and that's the
Right.
thing. It's like, bro, like you cannot have an attitude. You got to promote like how if the white man promoting it, if the Arab promoting it, you got to do the same. You can't have no attitude like your shit is the best because
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming here to support you,
Right.
but you can't like trust and believe. Like you can't have black owned businesses. They have attitudes. Now when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to white and Arab, you already know they don't like our ass. But you know, if you get an
Right.
attitude, we'll swing on you like, hey man, look here, man.
Yeah.
But here's another thing. It's unfortunate, but it is true. the the initial black business that a lot of us will go to
Mm-hmm.
sour us on most black businesses because once we get a stigma as a people,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes a stereotype that most go by, and that happens in so many different aspects in the business world. I know that once I was working at Olive Garden, and I had people who said, "Oh, I don't want to wait that table because black people don't know how to tip." And this was a black person saying this,
I, I
and
I
I'm
heard that.
That,
I heard that.
serious.
I
Like,
heard that.
and
that's a true.
it's of
That's a
course
true
it's not
statement.
all, but
That is.
it's enough for them to make that assumption. And once they say it to somebody else and say it to somebody else, then all it takes is for one person to tip them well, and then they think it's all. So now they don't want to serve any black. Matter of fact, my best tip came from a black person. My best tip ever came from a black person. And I'm like, I served whoever. It seemed like the people with the most money was the worst tippers.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, let me think about
They
this.
being cheap. That was.
I used to work at Pizza Hut. No, you know what, Drew? You right. A black a black person with some money that stayed by the golf course. I delivered their pizza on time. He said, "Hey man, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah." Man gave me his order was 40 something dollars. Man gave me $200. And
He
you know,
said,
at Pizza Hut, you got to report it. And I was like, nah, I ain't about to report that 200.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right, sir. That just gave me $5.
Yeah. It said it's about what was your cause my first month I reported all the tips, and then when somebody when somebody told me about it, I said, "Oh, okay." I had
Yeah.
to, yeah, cause you got to finesse the system.
Yeah, and it goes, once again, going back to what we were talking about, when we have Black owned businesses, the attitude, which was already mentioned, the prices, which was already mentioned, and the service that comes from these Black businesses, that's their end of the bargain that they have to hold up. As the
Yeah,
consumer, we have to hold up our end of the bargain by not trying to get the hookup, what I'm saying, by going ahead and supporting and paying full price, because in the business world, if they make enough money, they don't have to charge more. Going back to the business owner side, stay fair. Because if you're making more and you don't have to raise your prices, in the long term, you wind up getting more. You sell more units because your prices are either comparable or cheaper. But they have to get to that point first. So we have to once again sacrifice. We have to sacrifice as the consumer, supporting our people, and then they turn around and support us. But not too many people want to be the first. They don't want to be the first to have to do it. They don't want to be the first to have to sacrifice. But as we have seen from our predecessors, sacrifice is necessary for forward movement. That's the only way. You had to be willing to give up something. But there's too much ego and too much selfishness as opposed to selflessness, and that's keeping us. That's not even keeping us stagnant. That's really taking us backwards. And we have to pass that. Not only do we as a people have to do it, we have to spread that to the younger generation and find a way to make it relatable so that they understand and they carry on the tradition themselves, or the cycle is just going to the bad cycle just going to repeat instead of starting a new one.
Yeah.
But we had to get it out.
You look at all these different, as you look at all these families, like these white families, what they do, they got these big old businesses and stuff. What they do, they pass it down or leave it in their will for the kids.
Yeah,
no, I mean, if you really think about it, well, not us. I mean, the generation before, like you saying, our parents and stuff like that, grandparents, they pass it down, but this generation will sell it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they will sell it. They was like, oh, white man come up and say, hey, I give you $200,000 for your house.
Yeah. I get that. Once again, it goes back to a lot of us not knowing the value of things. We may know the price, but we don't know the value. As the cliche goes, not making any more land. So when you get that land, that's not something that they can reproduce. That's something that definitely needs to stay within the family.
You sold that land for $200,000.
Yep. Now don't you know? Remember I told you I got people in South Carolina, Drew. Right now, well, my older generation, they're gone, but my great aunt's daughter right now still lives on the land that she purchased, and I mean years ago.
Yeah.
Got a house and everything on it. So God forbid something happened to her kids.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Say hey.
There's things that you
say
can hey, what's going on?
Hi.
No. Close the door.
I don't know where Monkey is. He's somewhere around here.
Oh Lord.
He's somewhere around.
What you saying, Drew? I'm sorry.
When it comes to passing things down, we have to understand that we always have to come to the reality that we're not going to be here forever. So the more that you want to set things up for those that come behind you in one way or another, you're either doing it mentally or somewhere monetarily. Sometimes you can give both, but that land is a monetary tool that could come, man. Like let's say one of our grandparents, great grandparents bought 4 or 5 acres of land. You know, they didn't have much, but they share crop. They even 1 acre of land. Depending on what that land is, by the time their great grandkids come along, it's much more valuable. But once again, it's value and not price, because having a piece of land is more valuable than it is priceable. You're going to pay the taxes. Let's say they left the house on it.
Right.
We all know there's a big difference between having to pay rent and just having to pay taxes.
Yep.
And rent.
Yep.
You know, you see what I'm saying? The value in it is greater than the price of it.
Right.
If you sell that land, whatever you buy, you're going to pay taxes on.
Yeah.
And you're still not going to have that same value. You buy a car, it's going to depreciate. You know, and if they give you the money for the land and the house, do you really have enough to buy another house and live off of that? And you see what I'm saying? You still got the bills, you still got the tax. Is that enough money to cover all that?
Yeah.
And then will you pay it off? You know, it's just so much that goes into it. But once again, it goes into our spending habits, which comes from improper financial education.
Right.
And we've continually had improper financial education due to it's something that wasn't passed down. Most of the things that were passed down at one point are no longer passed down. You had to go out there and get it yourself. But if nobody's pulling your coattail, nobody's pointing you in that direction, odds are you might not for it. But we have.
I'm gonna use myself as an example. I'm in a dilemma right now because I want a house, but I don't want a house. And the reason why I say I don't want a house is because, number one, I don't have any kids to leave it to. And number two, I'm single. So God forbid something happened to me, who's gonna get the house? Number three, I don't have any siblings either. So who's gonna get the house?
Favorite cousin?
They already have a house. They already have a house. But I'm just saying that's what my dilemma is right now.
Yeah, I'm sure there's somebody in your family that benefit, like a niece, a cousin's child, or if you have an aunt that has maybe a great niece or whatever who may need it when she gets older. There's always somebody. There's always somebody that you can leave that to. But once again, if you're considering that and you want that to go to good use, it would behoove you to tell that person how valuable it is, regardless of the price.
Right.
You know,
Gotcha.
we think everything has a price. Things should not have a price. Some things should be priceless.
Right. Yeah.
It's bad enough people selling their souls, but you know.
Selling what?
Say how to get that. Selling what?
Selling their soul.
Oh, yeah.
Everything must go. I just got a text from Gianni saying that he's at work, as he calls it, the concrete plantation.
Tell G I'm gonna miss him because I have to hear his thoughts on stuff like this.
Yeah, he might be able to pop up on Friday.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. And since I got you two on the line, what y'all think about Mr. Trump house getting raided in Florida?
It was a standard procedure.
What you
They
mean?
asked. I mean, cause I check this out. Richard Nixon, when he did the bullshit about Watergate, and they told him to leave office, they made up a bill that said that every president, when you leave, or any federal official, when you leave any classified documents, you must submit to the National Archives. Trump didn't do it. So they asked him about 4 or 5 times, and he didn't submit it. So you know what? All right, cool. We gonna go to the judge and get a search warrant. You know the feds, they don't give you no warning. Them boys wake you up out your sleep.
Hmm.
So I mean, like, they making a big thing about it. Say though they got a search warrant. So I really don't see nothing about it. And you got these, and the trip part about the whole situation, you got his supporters outside his house or golf course and stuff, when all kind of wherever talk about, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. I'm looking at it like, boy, y'all drinking that Kool-Aid real bad. Like I said, like all those, like Drew. Don't get me wrong. I always say I agree with OG. Both sides is full of shit, but ain't no way in hell I had ever seen a president that had the Kool Aid like him. Jim Jones in the afterlife, he in hell looking like, God damn, boy. What he put in his Kool Aid? I mean, just think about it, like Drew, all jokes aside, you done seen people have bumper stickers of a president that they support on their car, right?
Yeah.
You had
Yeah.
now name me a president that you have seen that have a flag on their car.
Yes, him. But
A
oh,
I
flag.
ain't never seen none
but
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 him.
when you dig
I ain't
deeper,
never seen none but him.
into it, you realize that it's been the culture of America that he's represented. The culture of,
Mhm.
I'm a Anglo man, and I'm gonna say what I want to say, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, in
No
today's
joke.
culture, with the cancel culture, and that's why so many Karens and all that are getting in trouble, because they were the step under the Anglo man. There was the Anglo woman who could say whatever
Mhm.
to anybody. Now, remember, there were the English and there were the French. Then came the Italians. Then came the Asians. Then came, well, us and the natives or together. But all those groups were above us. So all those groups could say what they wanted to say to us. And long as you are an Anglo man, you can say whatever it was to any of those other groups below you. Now, over the years, they kind of watered it down. But now you have somebody who has that same attitude in the lead office. So all that did was boost them up to take things back to 1912, where they can say what they want to say and feel that their word is rock solid. Oh, you don't belong here. Did you see the TO video?
Yo, that
Stacey, did you see the TO video?
yes, yo, it was good. She thought everything was going good, and then when everything went left, man, she started crying. I said, "Boy, I ain't never seen nobody play victim that quick."
And and she said, because you're a black man. Me.
I didn't see that video.
You had to check that out.
Look,
T was out
look
there
it up. It's funny.
crying. And Tio's like, you
All
gotta
right,
be
okay.
crying and all. Oh, you have to watch it, man. You have to watch it. It's
Uh-huh.
ridiculous. It's straight
Mm.
ridiculous.
She said she was crying. She said, "You a black man approaching a white woman," and Tio said, "What that got to do with me?"
Right.
And when the no, when the cop pull up, her husband was like, "Go in the house." She didn't want to listen. When the cop realized what was going on, she started crying, tried to play victim. The cop
Yeah.
was looking like the cop, the husband, her husband, and the other lady that vouched for him. It was a lady at the end that vouched for him. Man,
Yeah.
she was crying like, "Boy, she like, boy."
Mm.
Tio said, "Karen." He's like in his own neighborhood.
Yeah.
Mm.
And maybe it's always been like that. I mean, there's always been like that. I can say that, but you've seen it more because it's been recorded more now, where people are, oh, you can't be here, you
Mhm.
can't be here. Why can't I be here?
Mhm.
Why? What law is saying
Yeah.
I can't be here? But once again, they have that confidence because of who the country's leader was, that he
Mhm.
can say whatever he wants. They associate with him because of that attitude. So now they feel, like I said, it goes right back to 1912. I can say what I want to say, and since I'm an Anglo, this is concrete. It's total facts.
It just made me feel like that Martin Luther King speech, "I Have a Dream" speech like he said it for nothing,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
But but here's the thing, Stacey, with Martin Luther King. Martin Luther After the speech, Martin Luther King said something that I think he said this after Malcolm X got killed. He said he regret segregation. He
Okay.
did say that. Yeah, he did
Mm.
say that. He said it after Malcolm X. Pretty much, if you really think about it, if you look at Malcolm X and you look at Martin Luther King, they
Mm.
switch they switch roles when shit got real. If you really think about
Okay.
it,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
cause Malcolm X he went to the other world and he
The
became a
other one,
different person. Yeah, you know what I'm
Right.
saying. So if you really think about it, they switch roles, but they agree with each other. But
yeah.
Martin Luther King said segregation wasn't a good thing. It
Yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Let me
Right.
say, Malcolm went to his on his Hajj, on his pilgrimage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He went
Right. Right.
And then that's when he realized that in his faith, it wasn't just black people who prayed to Allah. It wasn't just
Mhm.
black people who submitted to the will of Allah. And that's when he realized that not all Anglos or not all non-blacks, I think that's a better way to put it, not all non-blacks were the enemy. He was going based, he was going off of what he was told to begin with. And now from what he'd seen, he was going, okay, so as long as this person is in my faith, we can relate. You know, he said I'm not going to look at other people as the enemy until I understand who they are. And Martin was like, you know what? I'm trying to work with these people, but I need to know who they are. And so that's
Mhm.
where they were saying, like Josh, like you said, they were saying the same thing. They wanted to know who you were, but Malcolm Martin was like, look, all this peaceful stuff is really not getting us anywhere. And I think in the end, he saw the long game with segregation and he saw its detractors. But by then it was too late because it wasn't enough just to ask for equality. You had too many of our mindsets that wanted to be something that we're not. We will always be black. But to lose who we are in order to gain something else is a price that's too big to pay.
Mhm.
And we paid it. We still
Mhm.
can't get credit on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, y'all. We're gonna have a short we're gonna wind up. Okay,
Huh?
get okay.
Yeah.
Always. I enjoyed it. Everybody enjoyed it.
So did I. This is a good conversation for tonight, man.
You know, we'll catch everybody on Friday. Make it happen.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Peace.
All right.